Hey guys, Dr. Justin Marchegiani here. Today we're going to be talking about toenail fungus and foot fungus, what you can do about it, what the root underlying cause is. We'll dive into that topic in just a minute. And before we do, please smash that like button. Love to see your comments down below. So there's a lot of different products I'll be talking about. So I'll put a link in the pinned comment. The link is justinhealth.com/fungus. That'll go to an Amazon store that has all the different things I'm talking about. That way it's easier for you guys to keep track. We'll pin it as a comment down below so you guys can see it there too. All right. So when we deal with foot fungus, obviously lots of sugar, lots of processed food, that feeds fungal imbalances in the gut. So when you have fungal overgrowth in the gut, that can definitely contribute and make your body more prone to fungus elsewhere. Also, when it comes to the feet, not washing your feet or not changing your socks or usually wearing, like for me, I got some chronic toenail stuff because of just wearing sandals. So I like to wear more spa-like sandals, hard plastic that can be washed. You can throw them in the washing machine. You can take some vinegar. You can just wipe them down. There isn't like fabric or absorptive material where it can harbor the microbes. So I'll use like a spa-like sandal. One of my favorite brands is Okabe is a good one. You can wash them, simple, spray it with some peroxide or some white vinegar, wipe it down, and you're good to go. Not a lot of absorption. So I like Okabe for sandals. I'll add that to my fungal Amazon page there as well. So when you're dealing with it, obviously like walking around in locker rooms, those kind of things, good to have a nice pair of sandals that you can dry off like the Okabe type. Second is you want to topically address the toenail fungus. Now, what happens is toenail fungus is onychomycosis. And essentially, you start to get this keratin debris, which is that yellowy tinge and that thickened nail that you'll see on your toenail typically. You'll see it on the fingernails time to time, but usually your toes they're further from the heart, right? So you're going to have less blood flow. So usually you see toenail fungus more prevalent than you see fingernail fungus. But again, the more crummy your diet is, the more alcohol, the more processed carbs, processed sugar, metabolic syndrome, the more you can see it with your fingers. Okay. So first off, with your toes, I like to get a good electronic file to file down the nail because you get this thickened, almost like a turtle shell, right? This thickened type of yellow discolored nail. And so the first thing is I'll get this type of file. This is much better. I used to do the regular files. Don't do it. Waste of time. Go on high, and then you just gently go over the toenail and just smooth it out. This head's nice right here. You can pull it out like this, and it's got a little file on it. And you can use the metal as well. Like there's different metal files. This one's for grabbing this guy here, but there's some other ones that are smaller that are nice. But this one's really good. It's forgiving. I'll actually do my fingernails like this every week. I'll just go do my fingernails, and that's how I'll trim them. I won't even cut them. I'll just do a file because it does it so fast. So you just basically make it smooth. Don't file it down to nothing, but make it smooth. Make it so that keratin debris is gone. And then after that, then we want to topically address that area. So there's a couple topical solutions that you can do. Here's one that I like called Carousel. It's a glycolic acid, very acidic, that will actually kill some of the fungus. There's two others that I like that are primarily oil of oregano, tea tree, and undesolenic acid based. So if you go to justinhealth.com/fungus, you'll see the 2 or 3 in there that I like. This is one of them. The oil of oregano is excellent. Tea tree is excellent. And the undesolenic acid is great. I put some scientific studies showing, some of these formulas that are being topically used with great success in the peer-reviewed literature. So you can see that that's a real thing. It's not just anecdotal stuff. But the key when you topically apply, ideally you shower, right? I like a nice sulfur soap with tea tree or sulfur soap with salicylic. You can always just gently hit it on the toenail in the shower. That's never going to be enough after your shower. That's where you would put that lacquer on there, just a little bit of a coating on each one of the nails that's problematic, assuming that you've already filed that nail down. Now the pores in that nail are going to be more receptive to whatever you're topically adding on. And the key is twice a day. I find you're constantly having a battle against the fungus. And as you kill it and that wears off, it's going to continue to come back throughout the day. So you want a twice a day treatment. Ideally, start your day, put it on, have some sandals that you can put on so you can let it dry. Sometimes I find patients will put it on, they put socks on, and then it wipes it off. So you want to make sure put it on, put some sandals on so you can walk around 15, 20 minutes and let it dry. This guy's good as well, the Carousel. And if you have really bad nails, you can also use one of these nighttime patches that goes right over the nail like this. Goes right on the nail like so. You pull the little patch off, pull the stickies off, it goes down around and it just forms right around it. That's really good if you have some significant fungus like on a big toe, because then you're having constant contact with it all day long. I like that. But you need twice a day is key. Just once a day, a lot of times is not enough. And also having that file is just key because it gets rid of the discoloration and it allows better absorption. Now, next, I like soaking the nail because sometimes you can get that white flaky skin around the heel, around the foot, and that can be candida as well. And so you can be transferring fungus from the foot to the nail. And so just having a couple of times a week where you do a soak, where you get vinegar, maybe a cup of vinegar like this, some white vinegar, and I use a tea tree oil foot soak with some dead sea salt and some MSM and some eucalyptus and tea tree and oil of oregano, 1 to 2 tablespoons of that, and let your feet soak 15 minutes or so till the water starts to get cold. And then you can use a little pummel stone or like a heel callus remover and just gently clean up any extra dead skin. That helps just decrease the fungus on the foot as a whole, and that's going to decrease it transferring to the nail. So the key is 2 applications per day. Clean the actual whole foot, clean up the extra dead skin with that callus remover or heel grinder. And then make sure that nail is nice and smooth when you're applying that on there twice a day. That's going to allow that formula to penetrate deeper. Now, here's the secret. Once you're going to see the nail start to grow out clean. And so the dirty part, the fungal part of the nail will be the top. And it's always a war between the top part of the nail infecting and going and grabbing the keratin in the bottom part that's healthy. And so you have to continue to whack it back with the soak or with the application twice a day, and then with smoothing out that keratin that's been already eaten. We call that keratin debris. But once it's clean and it looks good and it's gone, guess what? There's still going to be microscopic mold, particulate mold cells there. So you need to continue to keep going for at least 1 month afterwards. That is like the ultimate secret when dealing with toenail fungus. You think it's gone and then it's not. Especially in the summer months. So first off, have a good pair of sandals if you're wearing those that you can clean up. Make sure you're topically hitting it twice a day. Get some good socks that have wicking capacity. So if you're wearing socks and you sweat a lot, change your socks every day. Do not reuse your socks and get socks that wick and that remove moisture, so you're less likely to make a bunch of fungus with your toes. And then you can use some of that sulfur soap with the tea tree in it. Just lather it up, take care of your body, and then just put a little bit on your toes. That will help a little bit, but it will not be enough. You really want something that's topical that will sit on there quite a bit longer. Now, also, you may want to look at dealing with the gut. You may want to be taking oil of oregano, undesolenic acid, potiarco, clove, thyme, and do a gut protocol as well. So if you're having chronic stuff, again, the problem with the feet is it's so far away, blood flow from the rest of the body, and it's hard to get those immune cells into that nail to knock it out. It's tough. Now, I've seen patients where we've done gut protocols and it does go away, but most of the time you're going to have some kind of a topical solution for it twice a day. Grind it smooth, and then make sure you do some kind of a soak, and then keep it going at least 1 month afterwards. There's a couple other soaks that can be done as well. Long Creek Herbs has a good one that has some herbs in there that you mix with vinegar. You have to keep that one. So you put your feet in it, and then you just continue to recycle it day after day for a month or so. So that's another product that we use as well. I like doing it nice and hot with the fresh vinegar, and that really helps, really exfoliates the skin, and just feels really good afterwards. All right, guys, I gave you some of my tips and tricks. If you want to dive in deeper, if you want more support, there'll be links down below where you can reach out. And again, those products that I mentioned, justinhealth.com/fungus. That's a link to an Amazon store with those specific products you can find. A good basin is also helpful, all right? People forget about that, but I'll put all that there. All right, guys, if you enjoy or you want to dive in deeper, links down below. Let me know. Thumbs up, guys. Have a great day.